Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about secondary two-way immersion program. What is two-way immersion program? A two-way immersion program is a type of dual language immersion. It's also called additive bilingual program. It combines linguistically heterogeneous students in an effort to move English-dominant children toward a second language, while native speakers of the minority language move toward English. It involves teaching students in both English and a partner language. The partner language can be French, can be Spanish, can be Chinese, and so on. When we talk about secondary two-way immersion, we refer to after primary education, with middle and high school students attending a K-12 two-way immersion program. It typically from grade 9 to 12. Why dual language immersion? Language learning has been shaped by factors such as colonization, intermarriage, immigration, and education. This suggests that the process of learning a new language will continue as this factor persists, highlighting the importance of dual language program. The exponential growth of the English language learner population affects education in the United States. At the elementary level, two-way immersion program has been heralded as an effective way to create such additive linguistic and cultural environment. We have so many features of two-way immersion program. Here I listed three essential features. The first one is the enrichment program that aims at high level of bilingualism and biliteracy, grade level academic achievement, and cross-cultural competence. So this gives all students the opportunity to maintain and develop oral and written skills in their first language while they acquire the same skill in the second language. The second feature is equal number of native speakers of English and of the minority language, and integrate these two groups of students for all day. It's about the ratio. For instance, in the classroom we have 20 students. 10 students will be native English speaker, and the other 10 students will be French native speaker or Spanish native speaker. And the third one, students receive content area instruction and literacy instruction through both language. What's the goal of two-way immersion program? We in this program, the teacher is going to use both language for instruction. If it's a French trial immersion, the teacher will be using French and English for instruction. High level of bilingualism and biliteracy, grade level academic achievement, development of positive and cross-cultural attitude, because both students will learn from each other culture. Academic, linguistic, and cultural benefits, equalization of language status between English and the minority. What are some examples of the secondary two-way immersion? One example will be the decrease of the partner language. For instance, if we are in a Spanish dual language immersion, the status of Spanish diminishes as the program moves from elementary. From elementary, it will be 50-50. To middle school, it will be 30-70%, and to high school, it will be only one course of Spanish. To understand the effective practice for secondary two-way immersion program, a study was conducted in a secondary two-way immersion program. The study inquired into secondary adolescent perception of a K-12 two-way Spanish-English program, and the focus was on 24 groups and 166 students through a survey. How these two groups view the two-way immersion? The Latino student associated learning Spanish with symbolic reason because They were able to speak Spanish. It was important to them, and it allowed them to stay true to their roots and remain connected to their families. Um, the Anglo student mostly associate learning Spanish with instrumental reason. Learning Spanish for college preparation and job opportunity were the most important goal of the two-way immersion program for them. Here is a table to understand Latino and Anglo student attitude toward the two-way immersion program. We have the statement 1, 2, 3, 4 statement here and the response in percentage. The first statement, I like learning Spanish and English. 95% of Latino agree. 91% of Anglo students agree. I really like the two-way elementary program. 83% of Latino agree. 88% of Anglo students agree. I really like the two-way classes at the middle school. 72% of Latino agree. 87% of Anglo students agree. I really like the two-way classes at the high school. 86% of Latino agree. 84% of Anglo students agree. Next table is to understand Latino and Anglo student attitude toward bilingualism. As you can see, the statement here and the answer and the percentage, the statistic. Overall, students indicate their agreement with statements that link bilingualism with communication, education, and their future career. Both groups of students agreed most with the statement, knowing two languages help you get a good job when you grow up. It's instrumental reason. 97% of Anglo students strongly agreed with this statement. 96% of Latino students strongly agreed with this statement. Students agreed the least with the statement that bilingualism will lead to better grades. The result for Latino and Anglo student attitude toward biculturalism. The notion varies for each group. Very few of the Anglo students self-identify as bicultural, which is the opposite for the Latino. Biculturalism was a natural outcome of their lives. The Anglo group also indicate that they show more sensitivity to other culture and an appreciation of the friendship they had developed with the Latino students. As a group, the Anglo students acknowledged they had learned about culture but did not feel bicultural. And the Latino group framed it in terms of cultural identity that aligned with their home and school. Secondary two-way immersion program challenges. The challenges is about identity and equity. In the middle school program, only 2 out of 7 50-minute periods are in Spanish. After a 50-50 model in the upper elementary school grade, the amount of time is further reduced at the high school to 1 class. So the complexity of middle and high school organization, curriculum, teacher preparation, scheduling, differences in student proficiency level, motivation, and the absence of vertical articulation from elementary to middle to high school make the implementation of secondary two-way immersion challenging. So while these studies report an increase of English proficiency over time, they also document a decline in Spanish achievement, particularly in Spanish reading. There is a lack of access to Spanish, so the program design were less devoted to Spanish. It was more beneficial to students, Anglo students. Here are the results from the study. Students were unanimous in the assessment that they had very much enjoyed the experience in the two-way program and appreciated having had this opportunity in elementary, middle, and high school. They also show that both Anglo and Latino students enjoy learning English and Spanish. In addition, opportunities for developing academic competence and identities in and through Spanish. Finally, the decrease in Spanish instruction affected student opportunity to use and maintain Spanish. Impact of decreasing the second language. The decreasing of the second language clearly sends a message that learning English is more important than learning Spanish in this study. It also shows an adverse consequences for Spanish students, because the diminishing role of Spanish also results in unequal learning opportunity with potential adverse consequences for Latino students. Students begin to lose their skills in Spanish, both students, Anglo student and Spanish student, Spanish native speaker and English native speaker. And also the two-way immersion benefit more the Anglo student as it adds to the repertoire a new language plus an openness to Latin culture, which is the opposite for Latino native speaker. In conclusion, the two-way immersion program effectively serves both minority and majority students, with findings consistent with other studies that show two-way immersion students, regardless of their language background, exhibit positive attitude towards school and bilingualism. However, the analysis highlights difference in how these two groups engage with the program and perceive its outcome, specifically regarding bilingualism and biculturalism. We encourage educators to critically examine how academic, linguistic, and social-cultural outcomes are experienced by all students in the two-way program, ensuring equity and inclusivity in the analysis. Here is my reference page. Thank you.